And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning. It's the 6th day of June 2022. Well, it is a day when we have seen Siaya Senator, the Honorable James Orengo. He has been cleared to contest for this gubernatorial seat, and that is this year's general election, moving from the Senate, and his focus is now on becoming the next governor of Siaya. And also, we've got the Youth Enterprise Training Fund training, and this is happening at the Kenya School of Monetary Studies. Our reporter is Fred Moki, and also the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission is clearing those who want to contest for the presidency at the Bomas of Kenya. The deputy president is in Garissa. Tonight, we're going to have the Right Honorable Raila Odinga and the Azimio La Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party launch their manifesto at the Nyayo National Stadium. That's going to happen this evening, and from the court is that a decision had been made, about the purchase of Mumia Sugar Company. There is an appeal that has been lodged at the Court of Appeal. Shall be taking a look at that. From the sporting scene, the 10th African University Games are taking place this week, and they will run till Friday, and this is at the Kenyatta University. Her Excellency, the First Lady, Her Excellency Margaret Kenyatta, is expected to officially open that this afternoon at the Kenyatta University. She's going to be officially opening the games. So our reporter Bernard Okumu is going to be giving us the report later this evening. And right now we continue with our conversation around sport, and this is about sports and commerce. Before I introduce my guest, our sign language interpreter this hour is going to be Lensa Odingo. And let me introduce Nehemiah Rogiri. He is the head of programs at Nivea Executives Limited, sports and commerce. So much conversation, people can talk about this. And Nehemiah, when people, at times I look at the money involved in sports, and I don't see it as the activity, but more towards entertainment. How then do you push and make this, make sport as look, have the same feel that people have it in the US, in Europe, or in Asia?
I'm glad that you mentioned the first world countries. The best way to grow is by looking at someone who is ahead of you and learning some few good things from them, the mistakes they did, and what you can improve so that you can be like them or even become better. Looking at the place like UK, they take sports as one of the best things. You find that sports, like football, has employed very many people out there. Talk of a security team, talk of trainers, doctors. It has employed very many people. So if we do that in Kenya, and you take the sports that we have, because most of us are sportsmen and sports ladies, if we take that and use it in Kenya, you can find that we shall have created a lot of employment in Kenya. We just stop taking it as an entertainment. We start taking things seriously in sports. That means that when it comes to football, we stop these jokes and involving politics in it. Also, we stop, we have been having so much politics. Right now, we are banned from FIFA, which is it's not a good thing.
No one wants to be banned. No one wants to fall under normalization, but we are in it because we sought to be there. We are in that mess.
And the joke about it is that we've been there before. It's not the first time, so we have not been learning from the mistakes that we have been having. So it's something we would all participate in, from the government to the sportsmen, to the fans, so that we can all be involved in making sure that our sports in Kenya not only become entertainment, but also become something that can help the people of Kenya.
Yeah, and you mentioned about the fan. I consider them to be, the forgotten person at times, and they, for some, I'm trying to think of a match between AFC Leopards and Gor Mahia. The fans of those two clubs don't need to be told, to be prompted to show up for their matches. They know the schedule of head. How do you engage this fan?
I'll say this. If you look at the fans of the other sports clubs, they rarely go to view their matches because they have not have this passion for the team, because the team has not shown them that we are worthy the passion. You know, Gor Mahia and AFC have shown they are worthy the passion. Comparing the cups, the trophies they have taken home, the silverwares they have taken home, they are worthy the fans, they are worthy the support. So I would say this, it all starts from the coach, from how we manage our clubs, from how we manage our football teams. Then after that, now we can involve the fans to even going ahead and supporting our teams, because most of these teams, even we don't have buses for the teams, we don't have stadiums, so you can't tell me to go to an away stadium over the same issue.
Well, but these two clubs don't have, I mean, I'll give an example. AFC Leopards played against Kakamega Homeboys, I think about 10 days ago, and there was no noise. The fans showed up, like they say, to the rafters. So now goes up to the rafters.
Nowadays, the fans are okay. We can see we are evolving. We are kind of evolving to the better football. We are evolving to the better sports, because the Gor Mahia fans we knew were the ones that used to come with stones. And
now they are different.
Now they are different. But I believe the passion is still there, because most of them carry the jerseys. Most of them buy the jerseys and the sportswear of the team. But I believe if we show the seriousness of the matter, then the fans will surely support us. That is, if we show the seriousness of the matter.
What is it that the club needs now, for example, to make the best out of, you know, the kind of following and passion that is there?
The first thing you need is a good management. Without a good management, you can't do anything. That's why you see AFC Gor Mahia, they employ coaches from outside Kenya most of the times, because okay, it doesn't mean that we are jokers, but it shows something that these people are trying to source something more serious than what it looks like. So I would say, if we first of all need to be serious, if we need to take the World Cup home, we have to stop these jokes of being banned once in a while, and it's actually a good thing that the last week when the trophy was here, we carried the young boys to it and to the first day. Shows that we are hoping that one day we shall reach at those potentials and at those levels. But to reach there, we must first of all have a good management towards the same. Number two, we also need to involve the fans into owning the match, or into owning the clubs, because the fans, the reason why the fans come to watch the football is because they feel they own it. So if you don't show them they own it, then they won't attend.
Well, very interesting. And if we were to move away from football and I try to think of other sports, there is a potential for rugby. Last week, KCB were crowned the African Volleyball Queens at club level in Tunisia. We had Kenya Pipeline finish third, Prisons finish fifth.
Yeah.
How then do we, make the best out of such scenarios? Away from football.
I want to congratulate the women's team in rugby. They have been doing a very excellent job.
Yeah.
Or volleyball team. They have been a very excellent job. But if you see, on the other hand, we have something like KCB sponsoring the women's volleyball. So it still shows that there's someone behind the scene who is working hard and hard and hard. So I believe that we have a potential. If our ladies can do that, we can also, at January we can do that. So sports, mostly volleyball, has a potential, not only in Africa, but also in the world, but only if we give it seriousness again.
I mean, you keep talking about serious. And this is the question I want to ask is, so much can be said about football until, we get tired. But for the other sports, what are some of the key things that they would need to know?
I enjoyed rugby when men used to reign, but nowadays we have gone low, and I believe that we should try to emulate the rugby team that we had some few years ago. The rugby team that used to beat Egypt in a very nice way, and we enjoyed it. Not just rugby. Go to other sports. Go to athletics. Well, Ludisha did well during the Kipchoge time.
London Olympics.
Yes. So, but we are still going low. Actually, in sports, we have not been improving nowadays. We are going low.
We have hit a plateau,
exactly,
so to speak.
Exactly. So, if at all we have to engage in that, we have to give a concentration of the same. We have to give a concentration of each and every activity differently. You have to give sports a different approach. You have to give rugby a different approach. Athletics a different approach. If actually our own athletes get get problems in Kenya. You saw a time when athletes went to a place that they didn't find their lodgings. Let me not mention.
Let me tell you. Yes, let me tell. Yes, somebody is in prison because of that.
So it shows that whoever was in charge didn't deserve it. So it shows that we have to go back to the scheme and draw a new line of how to do these things.
Now, the other one that everyone's asking is this country, Kenya, the concentration on sport has a lot, for a very long time. The focus has been men. Across the world, it's there. But at times when we watch events elsewhere, we find that women are part and parcel of sport. How then do you reach out to women?
Going again to our first world countries, you go to a place like Manchester United, just to mention football, they have men and ladies team. Go to any other club out there, they have men and ladies team. Go even to hockey. Go to the Americans have the football they have, and they also have both men's and ladies sports. So when you come to Kenya, I believe ladies have been left behind. That's why we're having the people called women, so that they can at least uplift the sports, and not only the sports but the women in general. I believe we're at a power where if we can have a deputy president who is a female, I believe at a place where we can have ladies in sports, and they have showed us by the volleyball team who do even better than even the men's sports.
Well, it has been known actually for quite some time that women's volleyball has been up there. But how do you then, for example, encourage women to go to stadiums if they do not feel that they have been put in a risky area?
I enjoyed the time I watched a mother play football and then go to breastfeed her infant or her baby during the half break. But again, it's about passion. I cannot convince anyone out there to play without the passion. I believe there are ladies who have passion and women who have passion to play. So once they are supported, once they're given just a slight support, they'll show they are worthy to play. And I'll tell every woman out there, it's okay to be involved in sports. It's one of the best things. It's a very good activity, and it also helps us to even cater for our health, apart from entertainment and everything. But it helps us grow, it helps us become better, it helps us meet people, and in sports we grow.
As Kenya as a destination, we've been hosting events, and it changes the narrative one event at a time, depending on what people read out there and what they come and experience. How then do we boost people who visit this country, apart from just the parks and the beaches, which is the traditional tourism model, make sure that people can come visit Kenya?
The word tourism comes with the word culture in it, and there's no culture without sports. So I would say this, when we are advertising other things out there, we should advertise our sports, because look at the athletics in Kenya. It has been one of the things that has made us well known in Kenya. I did see a meme that talked of, this is not Kenya, go slowly. It was referring of us being good athletics.
So people are being told, hey, slow down.
Slow down. This is not Kenya. Because they believe Kenya, we do everything in a hurry. They believe Kenya, we do everything in a run.
If they only knew why we're in a hurry, because of doing things at the last minute.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we are known with that. So I would advise the government, and I would advise us to use sports to ensure that we market our sportsmen in Kenya and our sports ladies in Kenya, because we can use athletics to market and to market our activities out there. We can use sports to market what we do up there, and we have very many donors who are ready to donate funds to the sports, to donate funds to clubs, to donate funds to different sectors of the sports. So once we show them that we need this, and we show them we have centered our interest in making sure that our sports are better, then I'm sure that we shall gain that.
Tell me about, what are the things that these people who would like to invest in Kenyan sport, what are the things they're asking for?
You cannot associate yourself with losers. You always want to associate yourself with winners. For the reason why they have wanted to associate associate themselves with athletics because athletics has been winning. But football has been losing, honestly, losing. I think they will start venturing into volleyball since the women has shown that they are worthy of their donations and their funds. But I believe that if we show them we can win by starting from the academy levels, we have academy levels for each and every sector. We start winning from the under 19s, under 20s, under 21s, under 23s. We start winning from them. They'll see a potential in us, and sure, they'll see it worthy to venture into us.
And when you have, I mean, they're looking for people who are winning, but and what about for the young people who are there, who are, coming into sport? What's the plan from them?
The best thing a young person would have is a mentor, a person who mentors them up. But when you look at our mentors, they haven't shown winning at all in the recent way. Like I would love to be mentored by Wanyama, but on the other hand, he came from Southampton to. Okay, let me not continue. But
that's a national fan who's mad at Victor Wanyama joining Tottenham Hotspur. But he played it. Anyway,
rather than going up, he did go down.
No, he did, no. But right now he's in Montreal, and I mean he's doing well in Montreal.
So, telling a youngster to be mentored by, I've seen how DJ Drogba has been mentoring people. I've seen how Eto'o has been mentoring people. But do you have that? Do you have our Wanyama Foundation in Kenya?
Yes, they do have.
Okay, it's not that effective as in the other places. So the first thing is, we as mentors, we who have been in the sports industry, we need to mentor these youngsters. We need to mentor them to come to a level where they believe that they will go to heights that we haven't. Yes.
And then how do you then bridge this gap? Because sports, number one, is a grassroots thing. How then would you engage, say, somebody like Victor Wanyama or his brother, McDonald Mariga, to ensure that when they do work in the grassroots, they get the kind of support that they would want?
I believe the reason why they haven't ventured is the support. They have not been given the support because the last matches, Wanyama was not invited.
He announced he's retiring from international football. But I'm simply talking about grassroots, not.
So that's why I'm saying his support hasn't been shown, because he did start a platform, but that wasn't listed. But it's Kenya. We start things and we're not, you create something and you searched for and it's killed, it's terminated. So I believe that the support again starts with us. If you have to show support to someone like Wanyama, you have to show support by even supporting what they do. If you look at the Twitter handles for that platform, it's very low compared to other comedy stars and comedy activities. So,
which means that Victor Wanyama's footballing personal handle is more active than for the work that he's doing at the grassroots. The question now is this: sports is grassroots. It's actually a devolved function. At some, there are things around sports that have been devolved. Then how do you get the support from the 47 county governments?
The county governments have been having a problem. Not only, let me skip a little. Not only from sports, but even nurses. You see nurses striking.
Actually, I don't want to get into politics, but no, politics aside, sports is what I'm focusing on.
Talking of the governments involving in sports, it comes from the national government first of all involving in it.
The government is because there is a sports act that says what the government can do and cannot do. I'm talking about grassroots.
So grassroots talks of funds, talks of the people themselves, not only the government, the people themselves involving themselves in it. And that means that I as a parent would trust my child to go to an academy school. That is how we can support it. I can trust my child that, when you said you want to be a footballer, you were like, that's not a career. Go do engineering, go become a pilot. So the first thing is for us to first of all believe that sports really changes people's lives. Sports is an activity like no other. It's a profession like no other. So we have to first of all believe that we can engage in sports. Our children, our young people can engage in sports, and they can make a living from it.
And looking at what the outlook is from making sure that you can earn a living, what exactly, where is Kenya headed? We know, number one, the pandemic meant that sports ceased and a lot of sponsorship for sports went. What's the right way now to see sports recover?
I'll say this: one of the leading finances for the clubs outside Kenya is the funds, the games tickets. When you buy tickets, when you buy jerseys from a football club, the football club gets more money and gets more revenue to even pay for the players. So the first thing is for fans to believe in these clubs. There's a football club next to you. Just believe in it. Go buy their jerseys. Go watch their match. It's only a hundred, but most of them I sometimes watch the Thika matches. It's only a hundred bob. And when you watch it, you're not just watching it for entertainment, but you're also supporting football, you're also supporting sports, you're also supporting whichever sport activity it is. But I believe you all have a passion for one or another sports activity. So we have to, first of all, believe in them. You have to buy their jerseys. Apart from now watching the Chelsea, Manchester United games, you have to watch them.
The local ones.
Yes.
And now, the one that I would like to ask, you know, how then do you get all these sports federations to collaborate with county government such that it's felt? I'll give an example. The county government of Eldoret supports a marathon. We know the county government of Kisumu has supported a football club. Vihiga County have supported a football club. How do we keep this momentum?
Someone once said that if you want to go far, if you want to go fast, walk alone. But if you want to go far, or walk with a team or walk together. I'd say this: you can walk fast by taking your own team as a county and going ahead, but you won't go far. It's only a short way, and another person comes in the sector and it's gone. But once the chairpersons of the federations come together, and it's not about me being seen. It's about making it better for, you know, the problem with Kenya, we want to be seen. We want to be seen. Nothing else. We want to be seen. If we make it
actually, it's very true. We always say in this business that if there is an official who is appearing more than an athlete, there's a problem with the federation.
Exactly. So I believe first of all we have to put our interests aside, our interest to get money, because we also want most of the people are there to get money. I'm here for the salary. I'm here for the salary or something. So we will have to keep that salary aside. We have to keep that. We have to keep our interest aside and ensure that we think of football and of sports activity first. And it's only mentioning football because I'm a fan of football. But we have to keep these mentalities of our interest side, and first of all think of the sportsmen, the sports ladies, so that we can ensure that we give them the better they need, so that they can go to other platforms.
Investment in facilities. Sport must be played somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, how much more can, get people who can come and, if, for example, put up somebody who can invest in a stadium and it's open to the public?
My personal suggestion was this: if I was asked when it comes to football, I'll say scrap all these things because they've been banned all over and over again, and we start from scratch. We find investors, we find fans who can be able to, because most of the clubs don't have even stadiums.
We know, yes. I'm asking, yes. Specifically, it's not just about football, but the question is investing in the right infrastructure. So stadium across the country.
We need stadiums. We need buses. We need. Okay, let me talk of even clothing as infrastructure, because it also needs the money that's needed to make it. So I believe, but creating a stadium is not easy. It needs people coming up together. I've seen even in other places where a consortium says we are buying this club, we are buying this place, so that together we are doing this. So it comes from us saying together we can do this. So I go and support my local team with someone else. We hold hands and say we are buying a bus. It's only 6 million. We are buying a bus for this team. So that's how it's starting from scratch. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Oh, thank you very much. Nehemiah Rugiri, he is head of programs at Niviera Executives Limited, talking about sport. And it's a very simple message that is given us. For most of our sport, we have to go and start building from scratch. Yes. If it's going to be viable, engage the fan, engage the government. Thank you very much, Nehemiah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we take a short break, and next, let's talk about a sport known as Kesto ball. Think of a combination of handball, netball, and basketball. Yes, a combination of those three, something that's hybrid, but it's a sport that's 125 years old. Kenya wants to go to the Kettlebell World Cup. Let's find out next from Lawrence Adera and Janet Owino.
Thank you.